Hey, you guys, I am back to answer the question of whether or not interlocks are superior to retwisting your lock. This is my son, Caleb, who started his locks exactly 1 month before me. You'll notice that his locks are a lot shorter than mine, and he's also elected to only have locks on top of his head. He keeps the sides and the back of his head shaved. Yet I'm gonna tell you guys, to interlock his hair took me an hour and a half, which is about what it would take for me to do someone's entire head of hair. And that's largely because Caleb has very thick hair. So whether you decide to do retwist or interlocking, I think largely depends on your lifestyle and the kind of locks you want to have. This is a lock interlocking tool that I got off of Amazon. I'll link it down below if you're interested. I really like this. I used to have the nappy locks tool, but I really like this one. I really like the fact that it's curved better. I'm interlocking his locks right now. I do sort of like a clockwise pattern. I go in at 12 o'clock. Next, I go in at 3 o'clock. Next, I go in at 6 o'clock. And then I finish it up at 9 o'clock. And then I start the rotation again until I get relatively close to his scalp. But Caleb wanted interlocks because he did not like the tight, almost flat look that retwisting gave him. Flat meaning, I should say, he didn't like his scalp being exposed. He actually really enjoys the fullness of not having his roots retwisted at all, because he tends to style his hair a lot in a top knot, and I think he kind of enjoys having a fro at the base of his hair. The reason I wanted to interlock his hair is because, unlike my hair, I've noticed that it takes a long time for his roots to lock. So he can grow a good 3 to 4 inches of loose hair at his root without it actually matting together at all. And so I noticed that a lot of his loose hair was coming out of the base of his locks, which were kind of weakening his lock structure. And so I explained to him that because of the texture of his hair, that I think he needed to do some kind of maintenance to kind of keep the locks in the sections that he wanted them to be, because I actually felt like rather than matting together to be big sections of locks like that happens with some people, I think what would have happened for him is that the more hair he lost in various locks, ultimately those locks would be so weak that they would break off. He wasn't that thrilled about it because, again, he doesn't want the tight roots. And so he really likes the free-formed look for the style that he's going for. And so what I'm doing is I'm interlocking his hair just enough so that I'm encouraging most of the loose hair to stay in the section where it belongs. But I'm not going to interlock it tight all the way down to the roots. I mean, I'm coming close because his hair grows fast and I don't want to have to interlock his hair every 5 minutes. But I'm going to leave him enough so that he still has that fullness at his roots, which is super interesting, you guys, because I did a video comparing my locks to his locks, and he's a really good example of how texture really matters. So this is what he ended up with, and after a fresh cut, this is what he looks like. He was very happy with it.